Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Health and Wellness Leader Lounge. I'm Inmar, the founder of GoAdora, and today I'm joined by someone who represents long term craft leadership and modern beauty entrepreneurship. She is the founder of Mavo Hair Lounge. Marina, it's great to have you here. Would you mind introducing yourself in your own words?
Absolutely. My name is Marina. I am the founder and owner of Mavo Hair Lounge, a boutique hair salon in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Marina, you've been active in the hair and beauty industry for many years across different countries. What does your role actually look like today?
Today, it looks different than it did in my first salon in Germany. My role now is more of leading a team. I've been growing my company since 12 years that I'm in the US, and just over the years, hired more stylists. And now I'm at that point that I stepped back working behind the chair as much as I did before. And just training new stylists, marketing the business, advertising, always researching new things in the industry, and just general. That's now more my role. But I still enjoy working behind the chair.
So, how do you spend most of your time right now? Let's say, like example, for a week. What do you do? How do you spend your time for 1 week?
I usually work 3 days in the salon and then three, sometimes 4 days more, the admin part of it. So I work from home those days, and pretty much I get up early in the morning. I walk my dogs. That's how I start my day. And then I sit down, I work on my business on my admin days. I double check if my employees do everything right. I work on new marketing strategy, email blasts. And so I have like a pretty good task list through the week, through the month, what I have to get done. And then my salon days are actually, I would say, almost easier because all my clients are scheduled and I have an assistant. I have a salon coordinator now. I kind of go through the day doing all my clients. It's a good variety. I'm one day in the salon and one day I'm working from home.
But you're still cutting hair for your customer.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think I will always do. I don't think I will be happy just sitting at home and working from home. I do like being in the salon with my team and with clients. I like that human and social aspect of it. Sometimes after a busy day at the end of the day, I don't want to talk to anyone anymore more. I only want to talk to my dogs. And then, but sometimes when I do like an admin day and I sit at home all day on the computer, I'm actually happy to go out of my house, go to the park, see some people, go to a happy.
So you start as a stylist and later became a founder and creative director. Looking back, when did you first realize that being great behind the chair wasn't enough anymore and that your role had to evolve?
Probably when I opened my first salon in Germany when I was 21. I kind of like to train other stylists, and I felt I had so many ideas, and working for someone else in a salon, you can bring in some ideas, but just can't execute it that way. And that's when I thought I'm ready to open my own salon. So I did, and even there I also kind of started little and hired another stylist, hired one more stylist. And over there in Germany, it's pretty much an apprenticeship program, anyways. So I trained most of my stylists. And even to that day, the salon still exists. I sold it when I moved to the US, and it still exists from one of my former employees who took the salon over. But now it's definitely very different in the US. It's a different culture, people, stylists, having a business. It's more work, but it's also more profitable. And I do enjoy doing both.
So, was there like a specific moment where you thought, I don't just want to work in the industry, I want like to shape it how it's done? Any story that you would like to share?
Yeah, but it was not immediately that I'm like, oh my God, now I just want to be the owner and lead other people. It kind of slowly, I got slowly into this role, and now I enjoy it more and more.
When new clients walk into my hair lounge, what do they usually believe they need? But at the end, it's completely different what they have.
Honestly, and I don't even know how I did it. I think I have such a good team and such a strong culture. People literally walk into my salon and they feel such a good vibe. Like sometimes people walk in and they're like, oh my God, this is such a great vibe. It smells so good. Everybody's so nice and friendly. Don't ask me how I did it. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's a German European way. I feel like a lot of people don't see that in other salons, and people come in, they want to get their hair done, but then they kind of become friends and they feel the vibe. And I mean, sometimes people come back, their hair still looks beautiful, but they just want to hang out with us. I'm like, oh, cool, why not?
For me personally, when I go to the barber shop, when I want to cut my hair, always tell me what do you want. I said, "Oh, just like usual. I want to cut from here very clean." And said, okay, I'll do it for you. So how is it like for your clients? Also like similar way.
It depends. I would say people in America maybe like a little bit more picky. Some are easy. Some are like they're just sitting there like do whatever you want to do, and that's fine. Some say do whatever you want to do, but they actually don't want that. So that's when it kind of gets a little complicated. We had a situation like that actually yesterday. But here, I think we do the consultations. People show pictures and they have like a vision. And then we're usually very transparent, like because sometimes people come in with, they have black hair, they want to be platinum blonde. It's just not going to happen. It's not magic. It's still hair. It takes several sessions. So we do really throughout consultations and tell people, hey, this is what we can do today. And, some people are on a budget too. I'm like, that for your budget cannot do the whole package. That's what we can do today. And then we just work towards a goal. But people are definitely a little bit more, I would say, specific in the US, maybe also South Florida, not everywhere in the US.
But for the consultation, you do that for free, right? Or
Yeah,
how?
that is always complimentary. I mean, it's always included in our appointments anyways, but sometimes people, they don't want to commit to an appointment. They say, can I come in for a consultation? I'm like, sure, that's complimentary. So we do the consultation and then go from there. No pressure. If they want to feel comfortable, cool. If not, fine.
So look at Mavo Hair Lounge right now. What's going well at the moment?
Right now, I'm really proud because I did a lot of changes throughout the last year. When I opened this specific location where we're now 4 years ago, I had part of the stylists were working for me, like commission based. That's kind of how it is. And then some of them were renting a chair because at that point, I was not ready to have 8 people just working for me on commission. So I was like, let's do like a hybrid system. And then throughout the years, I kind of realized I want to have more control. I want to do it more like my way because the chair renters still kind of do their own thing. They pay their rent and then they do whatever they wanted to do. And I was just like, I want more control. I want more teamwork too. So I slowly transitioned, phased out the chair renters, and I slowly transitioned to commission stylists only. And then with all my commission stylists, we did this annual team survey at the end of the year. They all wanted a receptionist, kind of a salon coordinator, because we're right now in season 2 here in South Florida. It's very busy. And we were always just doing shared tasks. Everybody needs to answer the phone. But now I'm on that point. I hired a salon coordinator and she's helping with scheduling and everything. And that was really a big step for me because it's also financially, everybody wants a coordinator. I'm like, yeah, but I'm the one paying for it. So I'm happy I'm at that point that we're able to have someone helping us with the front desk and everybody is happy. And it's just, yeah, I feel the team is like growing and I do realize more people, more drama. We all get along, but sometimes there's some tension. There was a situation this morning actually, and I'm trying to be the mediator too. Yeah, but I'm proud of how far I came.
Every business have some time that thing like small fights are completely normal.
A lot of people work together or like living together in a household. The more people, the more that's just how it is. But we usually talk about it. I do team meetings I used to do it every month. I try to not do it as often because also in order to have the structure, we have to do it. But I feel sometimes the girls like, oh, another team meeting. But I do it now very structured and I try to not do it as often, but just longer, therefore. And I also have this rule now where my team meetings, they're not allowed to be on the phone because I was hosting team meetings and then these girls were like sitting on their phone. And then an hour after the team meeting, they asked me, what did we talk about? I'm like, no. Yeah.
That's happened also sometimes for me at the team meeting. By the way, I want to go back for a second. Receptionist you to call coordinator. I know from few businesses they started to use some kind of AI receptionist. Did you thought about that also?
I did, but I'm not a friend of it. And I actually just had a meeting with my accountant. I think the salon is so specialized. And even when customer are calling, you have to find the right stylist for this customer because you kind of see a little bit the personality of this client. I'm like, whoa, she would be a great client for my stylist, Larissa. So I feel like a AI or even I thought about hiring a receptionist who works like, out of the country in like the Philippines or in India. A lot of businesses do that. I'm not a fan. And I also feel we are more of a luxury salon, we charge a little bit more, there has to be a real human answering the phone. Because I'm always annoyed when I call, even if it's a doctor's office and I'm just talking to a robot, like an AI person. I'm hanging in line for like 20 minutes. I have a few simple questions. I want to schedule an appointment. And as much as I love AI for my business, I use it all the time, daily. But with a receptionist, no, not for this specific salon. It wouldn't work.
Some businesses you cannot need AI for those type, but some you cannot. When you have so much social and talking, and it's hard to expect what kind of person, how affect like haircutting, especially with women, is like more emotional even for men.
Sometimes women are calling and they tell their whole life story, their whole morning when they drop off their kids at school and this and that. I'm even like, just come to the point. I just want to know, what do you want? What surveys and mama can we fit you in? But they do want a little dootsy here and there and just share their story and whatever. They also need a therapist sometimes. So we're also hairstylists and therapists.
You've grown your brand that stands for quality and trust. What's been the hardest part about growing?
Being consistent with my stylists, I would say, because I feel everybody wants to make more money and they all say, hey, let's charge more. And I don't mind it, but we have to bring the value for it. And really having everyone at the same page, that means come to work, have your hair and makeup done, be on time, because here in the US, I hate to say that, in Europe, being on time is just standard. There, everybody comes early and you don't need a time clock. It's just hard to really have everyone kind of like really on the same page and giving consistent, not the work is there, the skill is there, but like having that mindset. People spend a lot of money. I have to look a certain way, come on time to work, things like that. That's like the biggest struggle and challenge that I'm currently having.
Running the salon is not easy, and especially to be also a leader of the business. What's like, feels the most challenging for you? I know like there is a lot of them, but is there any like specific challenge that you are feeling every day?
Yeah, for sure. Especially the days I work in the salon on my clients and then people come to me, where is this? Where is that? I'm concentrating on my client and I have so many things to take care of. And my ear is always also, does anybody needs help? Are they okay? So, and that's why I want more structure, more team meetings, that they don't have to ask me these questions. Because when I'm working with the clients, I want to focus on my client and not like be here and there for everyone.
It's like more structural thing, I would say.
Even if I go to some businesses, it doesn't matter if it's a restaurant, it doesn't matter if it's a personal trainer, and I feel like there's no structure, I'm not going. I'm sorry.
That challenge is always changes every week or every year, or how is it?
No, it's getting better and better because I'm just stricter and I put more rules in place. And I had to let go some of my stylists because they didn't want the structure. They just wanted to stay where they at. I'm well, sorry, that's not happening. I did change a lot personally since the last couple of years, since I have my business and I want to grow personally and I want to grow my business.
This makes sense for me. I mean, it's depend always on the person and on the leaders. I had some podcasts before with some leaders. It's always different. Some of them they wanna reach like a goal, and after that goal, they want to settle down. They don't wanna work much more on it. And some people they always when they reach new goal, they want always to put another one like much higher, much more challenger. So I guess I think you are the second one, right?
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I wish I would be just number one, but I like more and more. I like to better myself again personally as well as in business. That's just how I roll. My brain is just always working and wants more. I hope at some point there's a point I can just retire and say, hey, I'm just gonna chill. Still far away from that. I need things to do. I would not just be happy like sitting at home and not doing anything. But I want to work more, less behind the chair, more on the business. And I have a second business idea too that I'm currently working on. So, because also as much as fun as it is with the salon and the employees being a leader, it can be draining sometimes.
If you step back for a moment and look at everything what you manage or you've been responsible for today or the week it's gone, what was feel the quiet battle? What was the hardest thing that you had?
I was involved in lawsuit. I had really bad experience with the landlord. I lost a lot of money. But at the end of the day, I'm still here. It probably made me even stronger. It's the way of doing business. Sometimes you get a good deal, you make a shit ton of money. Sometimes you lose some money. For me, I feel like being consistent and having those goals and wanted to be better every day. That just helped with everything. And I'm sure on the way there will be still some downfalls with the business.
Every business have always some height and some dips. So it always depends on the situation, on the challenge that you always have, and on the environment also. So let's go a little bit in the future. Looking ahead for 6 or 12 months from now, where do you want maybe Hair Lounge to be?
6 to 12 months, definitely. Maybe hire one or two more people, double shifting, and just increase our sales and our revenue. I would say for the next 6 to 12 months for sure.
If you could fix one thing from all the challenges that you said that would create the biggest leverage for you, what would it be?
That crazy lawsuit that I was involved, that I was sued from a former landlord who really took advantage of me. He was thinking, a stupid German young girl will take advantage of you. And I had a really bad landlord. I had a bad lawyer. I had a bad real estate agent. So I ended up going to trial and I lost $180,000. I would definitely not go that route anymore. But again, I'm still here. And it made me now realizing getting out of this shit and can work even harder. I had a lot of tears about losing that much money, but that's life. At the end of the day, it's just money. Like what's way worse is sick and health issues because it's money. Like I recovered.
It's like Lordland, big challenge over there.
Germany, you can definitely trust people a little bit better. Here in the US, especially South Florida, it is, I always say it's like a zoo and everybody wants to rip you over and take advantage of you. That is the downside of living here. But I have learned my lessons. I definitely think I'm stronger now, but we'll see.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
So after all this year in the industry, do you notice the same pattern repeating when salons grow or struggle, regardless of location or size?
No, I don't think so. Well, nowadays it's also changing every month, every year. Consumer behavior is changing. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, after COVID, they were running into our salon. Everybody wanted to get their hair done. We could charge whatever we wanted to do. People just pay for it. They had so much money. And now it definitely changed. I always do the market research. Where do people want to spend money? Some salons are just stuck. They just never change. They just think it's going well right now. Let's just do what we're doing. And then years later, months later, things are changing. And then they kind of realize that, yeah, this is not how it works anymore. But there goes a lot behind it. A lot of owners are maybe not as involved in their business. They think they have a business or they have like a manager. And I also want to hire a manager at some point, but I know I have to find a good one who's really on the same page as me, who's as structured, probably European too. But yeah, I feel like a lot of owners, then they start making money and they start working less and they just kind of let it slide. And then the employees, everybody does whatever they want. A lot of my new employees, the new girls that I hire, they come from salons with zero structure. And they always say, oh, I want a salon with more structure. Oh, you're right here. I give you so much structure. They might not gonna like as much structure that I give them.
Yeah. I can imagine that. How is it there for you, and
Yeah.
how you structure everything and very organized. For our last question for today, Marina, if you could leave other salons owner or founder with one thought about leadership, confidence, and building business that actually feels good to run, what would it be?
Honestly, just be passionate about what you're doing. I love doing hair. As much as I love now leading a team, I would say some people are not passionate about it. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry. And ambitious too. I mean, some people even are passionate about it, but they don't have the ambition. It's hard. It's like I work sometimes 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, but I do love it. No, am I sometimes stressed? Yeah, but it's positive stress. I see the results. It's working.
I agree with that. You have to need a lot of passion and ambition because a lot of people thinking when I want to make my own business, they think, oh, it's gonna be much easier. No, instead it's gonna be much harder. And
Especially for the beginning. It's like up and downs again, and it's a lot of sometimes stylists that I have that wanna go on my own. I wanna be my own boss. I'm like, okay, yeah, go for it. If you have the right mindset. And I had people leaving where I'm like, oh my God, she will be great because she's like a hustler. She has the right mindset. And then some of my girls, they say it, but they never follow through because it's kind of like they think it's so easy, but it is not. And to a lot of new employees, are actually a lot of them even had their own business or they were renting a chair, they want to go back to a salon where they just have commission, where the life is easy, it's structured. They kind of gain more that security as being on your own. I'm someone who's better on my own. And not that I say I could I ever work for another salon again? Maybe. But I do like having my own ideas and everything. I think that's the main reason.
Perfect. Marina, thank you very much for this conversation. Truly insightful. Where can people learn more about you at Mavo Hair Lounge?
I'm definitely on our website, which is mavohairlounge.com. And then from there, Instagram, we're very active on it. Pretty much the Instagram is mavo_hair. Yeah, that's you want to know anything, you find everything there pretty much.
I will put everything here in the subtitle and also in the comment section so everyone can see it, click on it, and see your work and learn more about you and your story. Thanks again, and thank you to everyone listening. And we'll see you again in the next episode of Health and Wellness Leader Lounge.
Thank you.